3-3 versus Protoss. Loves to take it late game. We were talking about it before. He's definitely one of the strongest Zergs we do have here at Pro League. And even though he has fallen off a little bit, some of the hype has died down a little bit. He still is, the best Zerg that Incredible Miracle has. And we're going to have to see how he can do up against the Protoss player over here. Stats.
5-3, 4-1 against Zerg. That's part of the reason why I picked this man. We'll see how he plays it, because I really don't know actually how well his style is going to work on this map. I think we're going to see a very different stats game. It's really, really important. He's got a lot of pressure on him right now. If he loses it, the team match is over. So, ByuL, the Wrecking ByuL, the Mountain. Let's find out how defensively he can play on this map that we traditionally do not see PVZs on. Not a map you see Zergs pick too often. All right, the map is loaded. Let's jump into it. Let's not waste any more time. This is the SPL.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left, in the blue for Incredible Miracle, it is ByuL.
To the bottom right in red for KT Rolster. Man with a plan, it's Stats.
Saw him getting his hair done today.
Yeah.
His hair did. It was, it took a while. It was about 50 minutes. You look at that hair that he has on his head and you're just like, well, it's just a big pile of hair.
It is.
But Korean makeup ladies, very, very diligent. Very Yoshimi.
Very Yoshimi. I knew you were going to say that, man. They're very Yoshimi about that.
They don't mess around. With Stats' hair, with ByuL's hair, they do it all.
The only one they do not do, Solar's hair.
I feel like there's not a woman on this earth, and a man, a makeup person on this earth who would be able to fix that guy's hair.
Look at this. Drone goes down, drone goes up. He decides, actually, that he does not need to drone scout. Spur of the moment. When I see a move like this in a televised match, what it tells me is this player is nervous, so there's some level of uncertainty. Usually in a best of one, you don't send a drone scout down to the ramp and then go, actually no, and send it back. Like that's not crisp.
Yeah.
He goes pool first, of course, as a result.
Yeah, he's got the probe in his base as well. It's going to be incredibly hard to get that hatchery down. Needs to put down that pool. And like you said, I mean, if you're never, at least 95% certain of what you're going to do going into a match like this, you got to have some nerves going on. And especially for ByuL, I mean, he's a guy that has shown emotions before. He has cried on camera here after a loss. You can definitely let the pressure get to him here. I am being up 2-1. A lot of pressures on him from even the coach. We saw Hirai before a little bit angry after Trap did lose in that PvP against Zest. A lot of pressures on this guy, and he's got to play very solid against a guy like Stats.
Yeah. So Forge going up at home. He goes Nexus first. He knows that he's got that timing. He forces the pool first with his probe, and even blocks the hatchery for quite some time. I really like the position here for Stats. Is he even... Oh, he's going to make the cannon first. Almost looked like he was going to play super greed mode and try to get the gate up first. Let's drop the cannon. We'll drop the gateway now. And the Zerglings are splitting across the map. We'll see if he ends up getting that third hatch down unscouted. I think he will, as the probe has gone home without sticking around.
Yeah, he's going to put it down right here, as you guys do see.
Yeah, pre-4-minute hatch, so pretty quick. Not bad considering the opening of his opponent. His Overlord will confirm. Scantipede sneaks into the base.
No Zealot there to block it.
Even the Korean commentator or observer.
Oh my
he
God!
Killed the Scantipede.
Why would he do that?
Well, actually, I will tell you why. It's not because he hates all things that are happy, because that's what
I thought it was about, man. I mean,
that's what I would normally say when somebody kills a Scantipede, my favorite critter by far in the game. It's because he's scared that the Scantipede might bug out his Zealot later, I think. while he's trying to block that wall. So I totally understand that. I think he's probably just like, nope, that Scanapede is not going to be involved.
Not going to leave it to chance for this one.
Right. I mean, I would probably have done the same thing, although I do not condone the killing of critters, especially not Scanapedes or Lyotes. Absolutely do not do that. It's actually bad luck to do that. Just ass tasteless. Panda bear guy, do not don't kill him with spider mines. Now, I mean, the Zerlings here are going to scout the forge timing. So does the Overlord. He knows he's getting +1. So this is actually, as a Zerg player, something that's a little bit scary. You got to get ready at home. He's going to go check the gases over here too. And you might be thinking, ooh, 4 gateway +1's coming my way.
Yeah, it is definitely something you can think. You see no gases at the natural, you're like, And so, you know, he did poke in that Overlord in the main base as well. Wants to try to get some more information as much as possible. Like you said, there's a very scary time period for Zerg where they're not 100% sure of what's coming from the Protoss, so they gotta be very, very careful here.
Yeah. Is he gonna? He's gonna send that Zealot over there, try to ward off these Zerlings, try to keep the information as limited as possible. So enough Zerlings on the map actually should just be able to surround and kill that Zealot. And back at home, he's starting 12 drones. Not very concerned about any +1 timing coming his way.
Yeah, micros even the Zergling's bag. Does not lose one single Zergling. Very nice out of ByuL. Is able to take down that Zealot.
That's what I like to see. Here come those gates. It's going to be +2 blink, it looks like. Something we've seen ByuL defend actually so often. He's really good at defending this.
Yeah. And ByuL also seeing the gases goes down. That's probably why he was like, okay, no 4 gain. I'm going to just start my drones here. Got a drone. I've got to get my economy ready for the next possible timing. And he gets a Zergling in here. Stats has to be on top of this. Doesn't want to let it get into the main. Oh.
Sees the Twilight Council, sees the gates. And now, you know, if he sees a third Nexus, he's going to take that with a grain of salt because, you know, we see this timing all the time where the third Nexus is not really mined from. I've seen stats do this actually in Code S. And you just take that third Nexus, don't send any probes, you make the additional gateways you want to hit your timing with as part of the wall. It's almost impossible for the Zerg player to see whether or not you're actually just faking it or if those 3 gates are just part of your wall. It's really, really difficult to identify. So he has to get an Overseer and keep checking the gateway count. That's the only way for him to know for sure.
Yeah. ByuL does drop down the 4th base here. His lair did finish as well. He gets the roach speed started, and he has Burrow on the way as well. He has used this on the Cage Sage station to defend against timings from a Protoss before.
Yes.
The top of the ramp. I remember that was one of the first games of round 1 that we did get to see.
Definitely ended up being quite the highlight. So the third Nexus still not being mined from. No more probe production. The robotics here likely just to be for observers for Burrow. So we've already seen ByuL's Burrow defense quite a few times. Not killing this pylon is actually pretty huge. I think he could have easily picked that off if he had, like, you know, been on top of that. And now there's a huge warp-in point, +2 in blink. He's got a lot of sentries here. Mothership core, if not at full energy, very close. And that observer's in the line here. And here's that Overseer I was talking about. He comes into the main base, and he sees 3 gates. Not a whole lot more information than that.
Yeah, did not see the gates at the 3rd base, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going to go over there and see it now, and he's going to see that there's not many probes mining as well.
Yeah, he's making 11 Hydras. That's his choice for defense here. The creep is being pushed back slowly but steadily. With given a little bit more time, if ByuL can get this critical mass of Hydras out, definitely something that he can defend against. Hydras are great against gateway units. Ooh, he's going to go for a counterattack. Not sure. That's pretty greedy. Not sure how much I like that. We'll see. Force Field's here. A bit excessive, but he will draw these units away. The Hydras actually sneak through, and here come the units actually from behind. He does not counterattack.
No counterattack, and a lot of really nice force fields here, along with the blink, but I'm not sure. It's a ton of Zerg here. He's going to go around, and the recall is forced. And a very nicely, successfully defended attack from ByuL. And he has this 4th base up. Stats doesn't have many probes back at home as well.
Well, I just have to first and foremost formally apologize for reading that as a run by, because of course he was going to go around through the middle and then come back for a flank, and I misread that completely. But it turned out to actually save him. And with the lack of force fields, because he was so excessive with his force fields early on, the Hydras crushed that army.
Yeah. I mean, he used like a bunch to try to stop from behind the run by the surround from behind, but there just weren't even more to stop the Hydras from coming through. And now ByuL has a ton of these Hydras. He's going to be able to ward off this War Prism very easily. Not much damage being done here, and Stats still wants to poke here. He's coming across the middle of the map.
He needs to be careful, though, because for a little while, his composition is lopsided, meaning that he has too many Hydralisks if his opponent is going double Colossus off Robo. So the Hive here is going to allow him to get Vipers, which is going to use to try to pull the Colossi, but for a little while here, he's going to be vulnerable once those first few Colossi start popping out. This counterattack is also a bit risky because he can get trapped off creep. There's a lot of sentries here still. Force fields get dropped.
Yeah, force fields are dropped, but not able to pick off much. ByuL forcing the army of Stats back. Wants to try to join the 2 fragments of his army right now. Make sure he has it all together.
2 Colossi with range getting closer ever so quickly, and he still doesn't have any Vipers. The Hive is about 80% done produced. Worker count up to 66 here for Stats. He's been able to power that up with some good chrono boosting. Needs to bring his army over, though. He's starting to take some heavy losses on that gateway wall. And those first Colossi starting to walk in now. Mothership Core just sitting pretty for now, not using any of its energy.
Yeah, nothing just yet. He's got the 2 Colossi in the back with the range. It's about to finish. It's not quite done yet, though. And Hydra's coming from behind as well, trying to focus down that Colossus. Mothership Core goes down as well, and there's a ton of Zerg here. The Colossus needs to micro back, could actually take some damage.
Yeah, looks like there's just way too much Zerg here. The Hydras are going to target that Colossus down. The Roaches coming in as well. And he's lost a lot of probes. He's remaxing pretty quick with Roaches. As he realizes, of course, Hydras are not going to be useful. They're kind of getting directly countered by those Colossi. But I think with the Vipers and enough Roaches to the follow-up, he's just got enough damage and enough tankiness to push his way through. He's going to abduct those Colossi. Charge is coming out. That's not going to be too useful, especially considering he lost most of his Zealots. Even further delays the rest of the Colossi coming out here with a contamination.
Wow. I mean, ByuL is just playing this so well right now. He's on top of this now, and Stats is in a very, very dire situation. He's got 1 Zealot and 4 sentries outside of the 2 Colossi. He invested so much into that double Colossi with the range, and now here is the army of Roaches and Hydras barreling down onto his base. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hold this off. It doesn't look like it.
Well, Vipers can grab over force fields. And here they come, targeting those Colossi. The first one gets yanked. There's the second one. 1 and 2 are gone. Hydra's rolling in. There's no more force fields. GG. ByuL, an incredible miracle, will take the series 3-1 in a pretty big upset. All 3 wins, solid play, solid builds, really impressive win today. And has he got a ceremony, or is he just gonna run out of his booth really quick?
He's got to be incredibly happy after a win like that. He brings it down 3 in a row. Well, not in a row, but he brings it for 3 here for Incredible Miracle. They are going to take it versus KT. ByuL is ecstatic. Stats looked like he was in disbelief as he was losing that game. He just opened his mouth. He was like, well, I guess that's it.
They did it, man. They pulled it off. And that's step 1. They won the part that they can control when it comes to getting through. And now, of course, they have to rely on Prime doing their part. But KT, a tough loss to take today. I feel like IM took the match much more seriously. And, I mean, just the way things went in those games where IM won, it just seemed like they had total control. There was, like, never a moment where, for example, in the